Hi. So, I thought I was done with that video, the one explaining why I was doing the whole, thing. The fact of the matter is that I'm not. And I'll leave this as a second daily upload for a following day, but the fact of the matter is I feel like I've had solutions of sorts. Really depends on the level of honesty of individuals and whatnot, but at least a solution that would work best for me. Given to me from on high, if you will. But then again, maybe I'm just delusional. Maybe God's not speaking to me. Who knows? Though I don't see how he doesn't speak to all of us. We just have to learn how to look and listen for what he is telling us, because it's going to be different for everybody. Granted, it's kind of still, in a way, the same for everybody, but also slightly different. Anyways, yeah. I could tell you about the solution, but I don't really want to. If there's... I don't know, man. There's just so much to get into. There's so many layers to this onion that, again, it's more or less for God to figure out in a way, even though he already knows it because he's written the story and whatnot. But, yeah. There's just ways that I feel like I should be able to do better, and maybe it starts from here. And from here on out. Because I do desire forgiveness, and I don't know, I haven't been through a lot in a way, but I have. Like, my own individual experience can't be expelled from it all, and how that has affected me and shaped me and led me down the paths I've been down, because... You know, at one point in my life, I said I would never smoke and never drink. I've done both, and that I'd never do drugs, with the one exception being, now mind you, I'll even open up about this one a little bit more. I was really vehemently against drugs and alcohol, to the point where some of my family members were going out drinking at one time. I won't get into all the details. Maybe one day I will, who knows, but it's such a minor detail in a way, but also not. But anyways, that I sat on a park bench crying for like, gosh, I can't remember that detail. Could have been hours, could have only been 30 minutes, I don't know. But I was upset because they were going out and drinking, and, you know, being told not to do that is like, it makes you... again, I know I'm a child. I was a child at that point in time, so I had no right. But I wanted to hold them to the same standards that we are expected to be held to as kids and growing into adults. How can you do that in a way? Like, obviously, it's, again, an individualistic choice. But how can you do that when... you're surrounded by people who just throw it to the side, you know? Because from what I've heard from people that have studied this way more than I have, is that quite possibly Jesus never partook in the fruit of the vine? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that information was wrong. I'm uncertain. But yeah, I don't know. How can we sit here and... it's just so much, because we are so imperfect. And I guess that'll lead me to one of the sort of conspiracies I have, in a way, religious conspiracies, is that, and mind you, I know I've posted some AI stuff, mostly just talking with AI rather than, you know, actual making content. The only other thing that I've done with AI is sometimes I have them help me make titles for videos. But that's about it. is that how does something perfect know what imperfect is? Because imperfect can't fathom perfection. Wouldn't the opposite, in a way, be true? I mean, it only, in my eyes, sort of makes sense. Now, mind you, a lot of these conspiracy theories are going to be things that I thought of when I was going through my atheism spat through life, which lasted way longer than I ever thought it would. But yeah, it's tough because, again, if we're all created in his image and loved and cared for and cherished, and we're made to be imperfect, why did something perfect make something imperfect? Is that even possible? How is that possible? I mean, I even just read it yesterday, is that it was good. Everything that he made was good. Now, mind you, that's Genesis, so we'll see, but, yeah. I'll stop this rambling episode here. This will be the first conspiracy theory. Anyways, I'm not going to talk about scheduling. Scheduling is annoying and whatnot, so